I'm back. My heart hurts. I can understand exactly why a lot of other people hurt too, because they're lost. Sometimes the only real way to find yourself is to be completely lost. Get down on your knees and beg for guidance from the Heavenly Father who created us in His image. Because remember, it's a sin when you kill the image of God. And man is the image of God, no matter what his form. Black, white, green, blue, brown, it don't matter. And if you're willing to have an attitude against every other skin color because they're not your color, there's a problem. And the problem is not with the other people. The problem is with the way you think. Because you are wrong. If you think that, oh, just because I'm black, I should get this, or just because I'm white, I should have this privilege, you're wrong. If you're not willing to treat everyone with the same respect, no matter who they are, be it rich, poor, white, black, brown, Chinese, Mexican, doesn't matter. If you cannot, in your mind, even conceive of the possibility that they are the same as you are, the problem is with you and no one else. Because you lack the understanding on how to treat someone who's different than you as an individual like you. If your mind cannot grasp the concept, you are soulless. This is what it means to be without a soul. You lack understanding. If you cannot get along with your neighbors, is it because of what you've done in order to ignore them? Or is it what they've done to alienate you? That is the question. If you're not even willing to face that question to start with, maybe you need to look into your heart and figure out why. I can't tell you one way or the other. All I know is that there's something wrong with this world. No matter what you think. The only way it will ever change is if we teach our children a different way. Children see things that we adults don't. That I will 100% agree with. The wise understand to ask the children what they see, because sometimes the wise cannot see what the children see. Our eyes grow because we are taught to think inside the box. box, and we can only see what's inside the box. Children have yet to be taught to think inside the box, and thus are able to see things most can't. There is a point at which children no longer have that ability, yes. Most children, it comes 4 or 5 years old. Because at that point, they learn to speak English, or Spanish, or whatever language. And they forget how to see the other side. We tell them not to listen to the evil voices, the ones that tell them to do bad. And the soulless will go and listen to them. That is what we have in government. We have dogma in government. We have the soulless in government. And they are soulless because they think they should have the right to rule. They think that whatever they do is always right, no matter what, even when it's wrong. These aren't rulers. These are stupid people. And if you want truth, look up how many people it took to get the Fed into existence. And you will only ever see 3 signatures. And remember, that's a government quorum. If a government quorum is made of 3 people, what is society made of? 1? 2? What is the public made of? None? A pretend? An imaginary state? I don't know. Never met anyone from the public, per se. Because it doesn't exist. It's a figment. It's an imaginary. Because if people started questioning what the public said, or what the government claims the public said, then they'd start to see the truth. Yes, I'm not the best. Yes, I have sinned. And yes, I have cried to God and asking Him for help. I ask Him every night, and I tell Him every night, please forgive me. I am only what I can do. No, I don't drink. Yes, I do 1 or 2 things I shouldn't. But then again, no human is perfect. And if you want proof of that, look up Moses. Look up Noah. They weren't perfect. But all I know is what I see, what I understand. And you want to say, well, science says, yeah, let's figure out what science really is to start with. Sun, planet 1, planet 2, Earth, night. What 2 planets should never be seen in the night sky, ever? Can you guess which 2? Look up wandering stars and see the insanity for what it really is. Because the only way you learn is if you look up the information. If you're not willing to look it up, you're not willing to learn. If you're willing to accept someone else's word, you're accepting hearsay. So the evidence that you ever provide or can say is hearsay. If you don't do it yourself, and I'm not talking on one of these stupid iPads or anything else. Yes, you can find valid information. But then again, remember, apple. Oh, like the Garden of Eden off the tree? Isn't that what the Apple logo looks like? Is a bite out of the forbidden fruit of knowledge? Is that saying something that you need to be aware of? Is that telling you that they are part of the serpent? I don't know. Could be. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you on that. Like I said, I may not be the brightest tool in the shed, but then again, I question everything I'm ever told. I question everything, and you know what? No one's out there. No quote-unquote professor, because the term professor means a religious nut. No professor out there will ever argue with me on this, because they cannot conceive of anything that threatens what they teach. Because if it threatens what they teach, it's a lie. If it threatens what they teach, because they have no answers for it, doesn't matter how you want to try to rationalize it, it becomes irrational. If you are not allowed to question, and you are called names for questioning it, at what point in time does it mean that it's real? At what point in time does it mean that it's true? It never does. And as you can see, yes, I did pester that anthill. And as you can see, they're not attacking me, because they know there's certain stuff that they eat, and there's certain stuff they don't. And the stuff they don't eat, it grows. And I'm trying to give them a better thing, or a better yard to live in. And like I said, yes, it took me a long time to understand things. It took me a long time to understand what the ancients understood. Herbs, understanding what each of them does, showing them compassion. That is the trick to long life. The land, L-A-N-D. The land is what gives you your life. The land is what causes you to live. Your birth is not an accident, never has been, never will be. There are those who say that we come from monkeys. Give me just a second.